Hi there, my name's Robert, real name Robert Prime, so it felt like a good idea to call the business Mr. Prime. And yeah, so I'm the MD at MrPrime.com with my partner Lauren, who works with me on the business. And I wanted just to give you a brief introduction. So sorry about the silly looking headset, first of all. It just allows the sound to be a bit better for now. But I wanted to give you a brief introduction to your journey on Amazon. So this is dedicated to people that aren't sure about Amazon. They may be looking at sourcing products. They're not sure if they should sell on Amazon or how to. They maybe don't have a established business at the moment, and they're looking at Amazon as a source of potential passive income to start with, and maybe a source of you know future wealth. Why not? So let me explain a few things to you, if that's okay. So first of all, when I first got into Amazon 10 years ago, um, it wasn't the place that it is now. That's the first thing. It was a lot easier. All the things like Fulfilled by Amazon, all the things were quite new. They were quite cutting edge. And when people were saying make a passive income on Amazon using FBA or sending products into Amazon, building your own brand, etc., it was true. You could make a passive income. And I remember going to my accountant and they asked me my projections, and I won't say what they were here, but they were quite obscene for the first 6 months. And I was fully confident that I would do them. And my accountant said to me, like, looked at me like I was crazy and said that that's ridiculous. And we did do them, um, because it was actually pretty easy to be, if I'm honest, back then to do it. And how the process went is you basically went to somewhere, Alibaba, if I spell that correctly, and if I wanted to sell garlic cress, I put in garlic cress, and I'd see the suppliers that sell garlic presses here, and I'd get some samples from, three or four companies that I like the look of, like I like the price of. I would then go and ask them to customize it, which is OEM, and and I'd ask them to, I'd get a brand name. I actually had a brand name years ago in this space actually, and I'd get them to put that on the garlic press. I'd get them to put it on the box. I'd go and get barcodes from GS1 where, so I could put them on the box. I'd make the order. It would fly over from China or sea ship from China, and lo and behold, I've now got a brand. I'd then go onto Amazon, do brand registry, trademark my brand, list it, sell it, do a good listing, do some ads, and I'm off to the races making money. It was a little harder than I'm making it sound, but it was actually pretty much like that, to be quite honest with you. Now, I remember the first product I sold on Amazon was an essential oil set. Um, it was an aromatherapy essential oil set. So, and when I typed in essential oil set, there was actually a lot of essential oils on there, but I think there was only like a handful of sets. I mean, it really wasn't much. So, essential oil set was the first product that I sold. Um, and as I say, I remember there being very, very few. Now, as you can see here, 1 to 488. Now, I was selling this essential oil set for 39.99. So, and it was a set of 14 oils. So let's just see what it is now. So here, there's a set of 20 for 12.74. So that's the sort of thing that happens in these markets. But basically, I was on here. It was me and one or two others, and of those, there was only one who was actually any good in terms of competition. So it was pretty easy to go on, start making big sales pretty quickly at a high price point. And now I was paying the factory, from memory, I got the Alibaba factory. I was paying them to make the set. It was a good quality set. I was paying them. I think it was about £17.99, landed in the UK. So after Amazon fees, I'd be making about £10 a set from a product that I was getting, for about £17.99. Good profit, good margins, a lot of sales. Um, but here's what happened. I actually sold that business when it was successful, and there's every reason to think it would be successful, but it wasn't a brand. It was a brand in Amazon terms, but it wasn't a brand in real terms. And what then happened is, obviously, you get an influx of sellers, an influx of information on how to sell on the internet, an influx of tools that show who's making money and where, like Helium 10 and so forth. Then before long, there would have been, as you can see here, there's 188. There's actually a lot more. of essential oil sets on there. And suddenly they're looking at what you've done initially. They're looking at how they can compete, how they can better it, and if they can get it cheaper. And they're putting up other products. So suddenly you've got the markets getting more competitive over time. Then the Chinese manufacturers thought, hold on, we're sending thousands of these to these like people over here. They're selling on Amazon for like 39.99. It's like, we could do that. We could just create a brand, sell direct. So they start listing on direct. The difference is they get it for a third of the cost that you do. So, they can go on and undercut you, and so on and so on and so on. So what you end up with is more sophisticated sellers dealing with Chinese factories selling direct, or factories wherever you source selling direct. Um, and suddenly the price drives down. And so what you end up with here are sets selling for like £9, £10, completely unfeasible for, to go in and compete unless you're a Chinese factory or a factory in some other country, or you have just got a ridiculous price and you're happy to take a small margin. Like this set here, 20 essential oils, that would have been a lot, so you're just driven out basically based on price, competition, and volume. Um, what I'm trying to get at is nowadays it's changed. And I know, you should know that, but nowadays it's changed. There is no passive income from Amazon by just going on there, finding a product and doing something quick. If you want to be successful on Amazon, you need to, in my opinion, build a brand, or you need to basically be prepared to take such small margins that, it's really, you're going to have to do a lot of volume to make the money that you want to make. So one thing you could do is you could go on there and sell almost cost price for like 6 months to build up your reviews, build up your rankings, and then try and incrementally increase the price. But if you can afford to take the risk of doing business like that, that's an option. And even that's not that easy. But the best way is to build a brand, and that means effort. That means looking at what people want in detail, looking at what's out there in detail, looking at your unique competitive advantage. Why would someone buy your product? A lot of people come to me and say, "Well, I've got this product on Amazon. Can you help?" And a lot of the time I can't, because I said, "Well, why would I buy this product over the one that's on there, £10 cheaper, or whatever?" If you can't answer that question very distinctly and you can't get it across in your listing, then you're pretty much dead before you start. Why would someone buy your product? And in this market, it's not going to be price, because the prices are going to be driven right down. So what is it about your thing? Is it that the bottles are different shaped? Is it that it's more designed for gifts? Is it that you comes with a oil diffuser? There has to be some compelling reasons in there, to buy it. And I think also, off Amazon as a brand, you need to build an all-round brand, a brand, where you're really passionate about the product and where you are actually going and making a difference. So if someone said to me, I've got £100,000 and I want to go and create an essential oil brand, I would tell them not to, like, truthfully. Um, I would say, look at something else. Or if you're insistent on doing an essential oil brand, maybe do one essential oil for people with asthma, or essential oils for people with anxiety only, or some unique angle on it. Pick an audience that you focus on with that. Don't go for the whole essential oil market with that budget without wanting to build a brand for years, because in my opinion you're really going to be treading against the water. But maybe do one essential oil for, you know menopausal women, or for, men over the age of 50, or whatever. But pick your target audience, market it, build the product around them, and market it to them. Now suddenly you have a point of difference. Because if I'm nearly a 50-year-old man. If I'm looking through here and I see essential oils for, you know I don't know, giving more energy to a 48-year-old man, then I'm probably going to be more inclined to buy it than I would be if I was just a general one. So poor example, but you get what I mean. Find your audience, find your tribe, and don't be worried about niching down into it. There's still plenty of people in those demographics that will buy your product, and it separates you out from the crowd. So do that, build a brand. It's not easy. You need a budget. I wouldn't go into this, without, probably £20,000 personally. So yeah, if you can do things with a smaller budget, there are ways and means of doing things, but that probably, you're not going to go and, live, a passive income life, very quickly from that, in my opinion. So you need to build an all-round brand, and that takes time. So I hope that helps. I just wanted to be realistic with people because I see so many people going into it thinking, oh, I thought I was going to make money, and actually it's not selling like I thought it would. Amazon fees are higher than I thought it would. I didn't take into account returns, cost of advertising, long-term storage costs, increased suppliers costs. And if I sound really negative, I'm not. I just think that it's important to be armed with all worst case scenarios before you go into something, so that you're prepared for them. Because I've dealt with probably nearly every worst case scenario you could think of, and and if you're prepared for that, and you know you're okay with that, and the risk isn't going to break you, then by all means go for it. But nowadays, in 2023, you need much more than you did 5 years ago, 3 years ago. So build a proper brand, find an audience. The good thing about the internet is that you can find audiences of people pretty easily. There's Facebook groups, there's LinkedIn groups, there's other groups. You can find your tribe, find out what they want, be specific for them, build the product for them, not just for like, you know, man for a man or for a woman. Build a product for a specific person with a specific problem, issue, etc., etc., and make it a brand that you're interested in, that you care about, and I think you have a good chance. But don't take shortcuts. Don't go in underfunded. Don't see it as a non-risky investment, because it is. And if you get it right, yeah, it's 100%. It's a ticket to freedom and passive income and all sorts. But it's changed, and that is what the goal of this group is to give you the tools to make that decision as to whether this is something that you want to do, and to be as straightforward and honest as possible. So thanks.